What a moment for Arsenal fans because the story, the saga is over. Viktor Gyokeres to Arsenal is a here we go.
I will not talk about any players. Look, we will talk about it. And what we do know about Viktor Gyokeres is the player is currently waiting for permission to fly over to Singapore to finalise his move to Arsenal and join Arsenal's pre-season tour. What we also do know is that final details of a deal worth around £63.5 million are being finalised. Arsenal set to pay a fixed fee of £55.1 million. Plus £8.7 million in add-ons. That's been the stumbling block. That's been the part that's taken a little bit of time to be completed. But once the agreement is finalised, the player's expected to fly to Singapore to undergo a medical and finally sign for Arsenal. And that means that no more questions about Arsenal finally signing a striker. It looks set to happen. And, you know, a pretty good striker at that. And Arsenal are hopeful that he could play some part in their pre-season tour over there. They played AC Milan today. Beat them 1-0, lost on penalties, had Kai Havertz back as that number 9 forward, but I'm sure they're looking for that real, true, proper number 9. And, well, Viktor Gyokeres scoring 54 goals in 52 games last season for Sporting could well be that player.
And there's another one, Darmesh, that's edging closer to arriving at Arsenal, isn't there?
Christian Mosquera, he's actually in Singapore. We told you yesterday that he was joining up on Arsenal's pre-season tour. Look, he's understood to have agreed a 5-year deal with a 1-year option. Arsenal will pay Valencia an initial £13 million plus performance-related add-ons. This is now a case of when and not if. We're expecting a formal announcement soon. We even thought it might have come today. It might not come today, but it is going to come very soon. They actually played in a pre-season game today. They beat AC Milan over 90 minutes, and then they lost the penalty.
Yes,
It was all pre-arranged. But they play Newcastle United.
You can tell he wasn't listening to me.
No, I know.
No, it's fine.
Saka with the goal there, wasn't it?
They'll play Newcastle United on Sunday. So whether he'll be available for that or not, we'll soon find out. But Mosquera is very close to happening, and it is some window this for Arsenal. Kepa Arrizabalaga coming in as a number 2, a one-time £70 million goalkeeper. Christian Norgard coming from Brentford. Martin Zubamendi from Real Sociedad. Noni Madueke as well. And imminently Mosquera and what James mentioned there in Viktor Gyokeres. This is an example of how this new system and new structure is working at Arsenal. Edu has left. Andrea Berta has come in, and Mikel Arteta has spoken so highly of the job that he's done. And it's been a case of Andrea Berta speaking to the clubs and being key in the club-to-club negotiations, while Mikel Arteta is really key when it comes to talking to the player. So this combination has given Arsenal what looks like a really, really impressive transfer window.
It's been like a seamless transition since he's come in, but the Mosquera signing's interesting because he's just 21 years old. Now, Arsenal are set and primed to win now. You can see that by the fact they've signed Zubamendi, the fact they've brought in Norgard with the experience, and what looks like Viktor Gyokeres, a 27-year-old. They are ready to win now, but they're also looking at the future. A 21-year-old on a 5-year contract to not only provide competition for William Saliba, Gabriel, but also to be part of the first-team squad for the future is really important for clubs to continue to do in this window. But it's also contracts as well. If you look in the summer, they signed Gabriel to a long-term contract. They locked down Miles Lewis-Skelly to a long-term contract. Ethan Nwaneri, it still hasn't been announced, but it looks set to be announced, a new 5-year contract. So not only is Andrea Berta at the forefront of bringing in transfers, of bringing in players, he's also at the forefront of ensuring that the current crop of players are staying long-term at Arsenal.
And they'll need to probably keep doing that, won't they, if you're going to catch Liverpool next season.
The agreement, the verbal agreement, still waiting for the parties to sign all the contracts, but the verbal agreement between Arsenal and Sporting has been completed today around lunchtime in London with the agents of the player in London, with the director of Arsenal, Andrea Berta, on it, and in direct communication with Sporting. After, guys...
Gyokeres' Arsenal shirt number and what's holding up his deal. Here's everything you need to know. Viktor Gyokeres is almost an Arsenal player, and one question fans are buzzing about is, what shirt number will he take? The likely candidate is number 17, because that shirt recently became available after Cedric Soares left, and it's Gyokeres' preferred number. He's worn 17 for Sweden and previously at Coventry City. Arsenal seem to be reserving it, as promised to attract him. What about 9 or 10? His traditional number 9 is currently Gabriel Jesus's, so that's off the table. As for the iconic number 10 shirt, which has been vacant since Emil Smith-Rowe's departure, that's also being considered as a symbolic fixture, even though Gyokeres is more of a pure striker. So what's still holding things up, even after a breakthrough agreement? Arsenal have agreed a fee in principle, around €63.5 million with approximate £55 million, plus up to €10 million in add-ons. Sporting initially rejected lower bids and demanded add-ons that were overly ambitious or unrealistic. The current sticking point is the structure of the add-ons, worth €10 million. Sporting wants them tied to reasonable milestones like appearances, goals, or Champions League qualification. Arsenal, however, pushed for bonuses that were hard to realistically achieve, like Ballon d'Or clauses. That's caused friction. Despite earlier snags, a final agreement was reached late last night, with the agent even waiving his fee to help close the gap and get the deal over the line. Gyokeres is reportedly about to undergo his Arsenal medical. On the pitch, he's rejected incoming approaches from Manchester United, Juventus, and a Saudi club, insisting he only wanted this move. And Arteta and Sporting remain confident it will be confirmed before Arsenal's pre-season tour in Asia kicks off. I'd expect Gyokeres to wear number 17, it's his favourite and now officially free. As for the delay, the add-ons debate was the last hurdle, but it looks like they've found common ground. All that's left is the formal medical and the announcement. If you ask me, this move could be transformative. Arsenal get a high-caliber goalscorer, and Gyokeres joins the right club at the right time. What do you reckon? Would you like him in shirt 17, or if 10 is offered, would that feel right? Let me know in the comments.